Well, welcome back one and all. Apologies once again for delay in this episode. This episode is a bit of a mixture really. We've got, as most of you know, following the cancellation of my Round Britain tour, I ended up back in the Solent. So I had a really nice week just sailing around the Solent with Mark, who was a friend of a friend who was introduced to me, who wanted to do a little bit of sailing, which was great meeting him. And we had a really good fun week in the Solent. The weather was a bit back and forth, but we managed a really good week and visited some of my favourite spots, so it's nice to be able to share that with you. We then got the saga of the leaky windows when I was with Mark. Both the windows on the boat, port and starboard, both leaked, and as a result of that I had to remove them and replace them. So any of you who have Sun Odysseys or even other boats who have similar hatches, it's useful to share the technique that I used to replace those windows. And then finally, we have a little bit of footage on the saga of Hurricane Beryl. Those of you who saw my final Caribbean sort of sail will know that I hauled out in the south of Grenada. The last hurricane in Grenada, I think, was Hurricane Emily back in 2005. So they've been hurricane free now for 19 years. The advice I got from everybody was Grenada's pretty safe. So I hauled out south of Grenada, and lo and behold, they have the earliest hurricane of the season, which headed straight for Grenada. It was a Category 5 hurricane, and yeah, I was a bit worried about the boat in the boatyard there. Anyway, I've got some footage I can share with you, and also the boatyard very kindly sent me a photo of the boat to show that it is all, Big Mojo is still standing. So without much ado, let's get on. So here we are out on the Solent. It is pretty stunning today. Just outside Newton Creek, having lunch. Left Portsmouth this morning, which is all the way over there. And yeah, just anchored up. We go over to Yarmouth, spend the night over there. So yeah, beautiful. Early morning at Buckland's Hard on the Bewley River. It's a bit cloudy. We arrived here yesterday, and yeah, it is a spectacular spot. Each time I come here, I'm always amazed. Right in the middle of the New Forest. Nice meal last night. Gonna go for a shower, and I'm going to sort a few bits out and go down the river about 11 o'clock around the corner to Bewley, which is our sort of week's journey's end. I've got a few maintenance bits to sort in Leamington. Yeah, so I've had a number of issues with this boat, with the port I was leaking. These acrylic hatches they've got on the sides. I looked online. There are some useful things on YouTube about what people have done. I've sort of taken the best of what I think there is on there, and I just thought it might be helpful maybe to for other people who may have this issue. It seems to be fairly common. It looks like these hatches are sort of bonded on, and every few years the bonding sort of breaks down and they start to leak. So I'll just talk you through the issues I've had with mine. So yeah, this is the hatch. I've just actually masked it up from the inside. You can see that's the other side. That's what it looks like at the other side. And actually this side isn't leaking. This side I've masked up with this very wide masking tape, so that when I do it from the outside, try and take it off from the outside, any sort of shavings and dust and stuff doesn't go into the boat. That's why I've masked this up to stop that happening. So hopefully that will keep the boat a little bit cleaner. But essentially what was happening is the water was running down the gap on the outside, running down here, and eventually enough it was running into this handrail here, which was acting like a gutter, pulling it all to the back. And this little thing I put at the back here to store the glasses, it was filling up this glass and ending up on the cooker. So that's the reason why I've got this here, to catch all the water. And as this was acting like a gutter, there's quite a lot of water coming down here. When I went back to Falmouth, the cooker was absolutely drenched, and then the other time I left it in Leamington, the bowl was half full, so there's a lot of water coming in here. So I'm just going to have a go from the outside, a few ideas on how to get this off, so I'll show you from the outside. Yeah, so this is the view from the outside, and actually you can see, if you look down the profile, there is actually a gap here. It's probably where the water's getting in. I found this quite useful, which is a long bladed Stanley knife. So the idea of these is that it's a reusable one, so you basically break off the ends to keep a sharp point on the Stanley knife, but because it's quite long, you can actually in some instances manage to get it right through there. I don't know if you can see, but that's actually gone right through the edge, and that does actually manage to cut through it quite easily. The other thing I brought with me is a multi-tool, but I'm not sure I'm going to need that. What I am going to do though, to stop damaging the GRP, I'm just going to put a steel ruler, which I brought with me here, and I'm just going to put that down the back there, and that will help protect the GRP a bit. I saw somebody else online doing this and they actually masked it there, but I think given what I'm doing, I can probably, there's actually a crack in this glass as well, so I've got a feeling I might have to go and get this completely replaced. You can see a crack there. It shouldn't be back, but I'll carry on doing this and see how we get on with it. Yeah, the other thing I found useful is just to use a spatula. I've actually got a chisel which I'm putting behind, and that just helps. That helps just lever out the window a bit, which means you get more purchase on this standing line. Yeah, so one thing you need to do here, you'll see that I've got a pack of these blades here. You need to make sure that you change the blades regularly on the knife because the sealant does blunt them pretty quickly, so you have lots of those handy. So yeah, just a quick update on this. I've been at this about an hour now. So the whole of the top seal is broken. The difficulty is actually with the way the deck's formed is to actually get under this one at the bottom. It's quite difficult to get under that. I'm wondering about prizing this open, trying to attack it from the top. Yeah, it's pretty difficult. You just need to keep patience. But basically, the top seal is completely broken now. The other thing I wondered about doing is maybe prizing it off from one end and then cutting it as we go along, but I don't want to break this, and I don't want to bend it either because it'll be quite fragile, I would have thought. Yep. So yeah, I'll just keep on doing. You can see here, it's actually got quite a big gap there now. If I pull it, I've got quite a big gap there that I can prise it open with. So we get on. Yep, so I finally got it off. A little bit of damage. It's really difficult to get this bit under here. In fact, so much so that I managed, this is my zeal, to get it off, to crack it here. Got a big split right down there, and also I think that was probably there before, to be honest, so probably need a new one, but it's definitely a new one now. So it's a company called Hampshire Plastics that I found, who apparently can reproduce it. It's about 7-day lead time, I think, so let's give them a call. Yeah, so here's a quick update on the window saga. Yeah, as I said last time, I managed to break the crack the window as I was taking it off. So this is a new window I've had made in by Hampshire Plastics in Portsmouth. I picked it up on Thursday, and yeah, it looks pretty dandy. So they've got a protective film on both sides. I matched it against the old window, and I've left the protective film on the bit that's going to be inwards facing here, and I roughed up the edges as per the instructions here, and I primed it with this Sticker Primer 207, which is instructions that they've got online. So I think I'm basically done with the window. I'm going to go down on Monday, try and put it in place. I'm still in two minds whether to use this 3M bonding tape, which VHB I think it's called, very high bonding tape, which quite a few people use, or just to use Sticker. I think I'm leaning towards just using Sticker, because I'm worried that the bonding tape will make the window sit too proud, whereas if I use a Sticker I can squeeze it up pretty close to the fiberglass frame. So that's my sort of thinking. So my big issue is that when I push this up, there's going to be a load of Sticker flex that is going to squeege you out of here. So, and I'm also a bit worried about how I hold it in place while it sets. I mean, I sort of got it in my mind that I'm going to tape it with some masking tape, what I am going to do is I'm going to run some green tape around the edge and right up to the edge, so that when I do push it up and all the sticker flex comes out, it won't go on the window here, because the instructions I've been given that I watched online say that under no circumstances should you use any solvent at all on these plastics, because it makes them crack. So yeah, so I can't use any solvent, so I've basically got to make sure that when I run it down, run my finger along it to clean up the edge, it needs to be pretty pucker. So the only right thing to do that is to use masking tape, seal it, and then peel the masking tape off at the last moment. So we'll see how that goes. Yeah. So that's the finished article. What I've basically done is along the beveled edge is I've put this masking tape. So I'm hoping, this is obviously outside, so I'm hoping when I push it against the frame, then all the sticker flex splurges out of here. I can just basically run my finger around here to give it a smooth edge, and then hopefully just peel off the masking tape. So that's the plan. So we'll see how that comes together. I'm back on the boat doing the starboard side port hatch, and yeah, it's a buggy to get off. Really difficult to get off. Combination of using a multi-tool and Stanley knife to try and cut through the bonding, which was pretty difficult. Anyway, I've got it off. You can see how there's a couple of places here where I've gone through the gel coat, so I'm going to just try and do those with a bit of epoxy gap filler just to smooth it off. You won't actually see it because there's primer on the inside of the window, so you won't even see it, and then the bonding, yeah, you won't see it at all. But so cut all this excess stuff, rubber off with Stanley knife, sanded it back down again, made a few marks on the top here when I was trying to get it off, so I'm just going to try and sand those and use a bit of T-cut to try and take those marks off before I put the window on. And then when I've done it, I'll clean it all with acetone, and then it needs a primer on it before the bonding goes on. So yeah, I think I'm done with sanding and stuff, so I'm just going to have a bit of a clear up there because there's a bit of rubbish all over the place and it'll blow around if I'm not careful. So a bit of a tidy up, and then we'll have a bit of clean up before we ever go positioning. Right, so I'm about ready to do the bonding now. I've marked up, positioned it, held it in place, stop it slipping down with these green straps, green tape, and what I've basically got is a little gap here in between the two lots of masking tape. Going to bond it up, and when I push it in, I'm hoping all that's going to ooze out there. I've got a little spatula that I can take all the excess off, and I'm hoping it's just going to sit in position until it sets. I'll take off the tape as soon as I've smoothed down the excess bonding. So that's the plan. Last time I did the other side, it was a complete dog's dinner. So I'm hoping that the benefit of experience, this is going to be a bit easier, but we'll see. So also, I'll just turn the radio off. That's better. Also inside, I've masked around the inside. Same story for the bonding, basically. Sticker flex that it oozes out there. It's going to be hopefully a fairly easy job, just to take off the excess and take off the excess, and then take off the masking tape, and just smooth the last bit down. Again, to the side, it was a right dog's dinner. So I'm hoping this is going to be better. Just have a quick look at where this finishes here, because it looks a bit tight. I'm going to have a look at that first of all. Right, so here I am, back on the boat again, just tidying up these windows. This is the starboard side one, which is the second one I put in, which actually looks pretty good, so I'm quite pleased with that. Port side one was the first one I put in, which is definitely not as good, but you probably can't tell from photos, but the sealant around the edges isn't as tidy, and yeah, the inside is, go and see and show the inside. So I'm praying that they don't leak anymore. So yeah, that's the inside. So yeah, they look nice and light anyway. So again, that's the starboard one, which is the one I've done much better. This is the port one, which is sort of alright, but could be better, I think, when I finished it. So I'm just going to put some magnolia paint just around the surrounds here, just to tidy them up a bit, and I think I'm going to leave it like that. So yeah, that's not a bad job.
This morning, in parts of the Caribbean, they're being flattened by Hurricane Beryl, which is now a powerful Category 5 with winds of 165 miles per hour. Now, we have never had a storm this powerful so early in the year. It caused serious damage in the Eastern Caribbean yesterday. Tom Hansen is in Jamaica, Beryl's next potential target.
With its ferocious winds topping 150 miles per hour, Hurricane Beryl devastated the Eastern Caribbean's windward islands of Grenada, Barbados, and St. Vincent.